I've been trying for quite some time to identify the bull market doors for Cardano. And this has been a very long process for me, trying to find the right indicators or trying to find the right synergies on these charts, these cycles of crypto, to be able to identify this. And I think I found it, everybody, the bull market doors of ADA. And if you're not aware of what the bull market doors are on Bitcoin, the bull market doors are essentially a Fibonacci retracement. That is to say, a bull market high to a bear market low. And it's just this retracement area. It's Bitcoin falling to the bear market and retracing to the bull market doors, this higher low area for Bitcoin. It's breaking the area. Now, I don't know if you remember in last cycle, Bitcoin was entering those bull market doors. Things got crazy. It's entering that parabolic phase, and things really start getting crazy for all of crypto. Same thing in the cycle before, post-halving, Bitcoin breaking those bull market doors. I've had trouble finding the bull market doors on ADA for one very simple reason. That theory, or that concept of the Fibonacci bull market doors just doesn't work on every asset. It works very well for Bitcoin and the cycles of Bitcoin as it relates to all of crypto. But for ADA, you can just see where the bull market doors are, bull market high to bear market low. It's a lower high Fibonacci. Look at where it is. This is the bull market doors, hypothetically, for ADA, and therefore it does not work. That is to say, from the bear market low to even get to the bull market doors would be 700 to almost 1,000% gains before we're breaking the bull market doors. Doesn't work. Those are not, in my view, the bull market doors for ADA. So that Fibonacci doesn't work. So, and by the way, when this gets broken, right, this is going to be a massive deal. This is a big indicator being broken for ADA, but that's just for a completely another video, and it doesn't have anything to do with the bull market doors. So I found myself trying to figure out what are the bull market doors, or what indicators are there where I could identify this macro cycle shift of momentum where ADA is entering this new phase, right? And I think I've identified it. It's a confluence of multiple different indicators. And I just want to say right off the bat, this video is sponsored by LuxAlgo. LuxAlgo bringing the tools, everybody. I'm telling you, LuxAlgo stands for light algorithms. That is to say, it's about getting more perspective on the data, more perspective on the charts, not to tell us exactly what's going to happen, but to, in my case, and this is why I like it, in my case, identify trend reversals, identify shifts of momentum from a macro perspective, identify bull market doors. This is what I've been trying to do with ADA, and LuxAlgo, I was just digging into some of the tools. I think it just really helped me do it. So I'm going to go through four of these tools that are just moving with each other right now at this part of the cycle for ADA. So everybody, please hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let's jump into the video. The first thing I just want to discuss is the order book level that ADA is at right now. The reason I want to start with this one is because it is posing as this area of resistance right now on this move. And by the way, when we're going to break down these indicators, I'm going to show you this bull market door area on ADA. There's going to be resistance with it, right? And this move that we're doing right now, we're covering this entire move right here. The move that we're comparing it to is back here. So before we really dig into this, I want you to note, look how many months, look how early before the next Bitcoin halving this move is happening, because last time it happened back here, post-halving. Cardano is making a very special move right now, and it's early, but it doesn't come without resistance. I just want to point that out. So that's the first thing, the order book level of resistance that is here right now. And actually, if we go back, and since we're comparing these moves right here, check out what happened with Shelly in regards to order book level resistance. I'm going to actually just go back and show you. Let's rewind the clock. Let's go back to like Bitcoin halving as ADA is making the move up to that area, and check out the move. Keep an eye on the order book levels. So here we go, going in the Shelly staking mechanism. Look at this entire area of resistance for ADA, and it retraces. Look at the retracement. It retraces. It's a big dip for ADA right here. It's a big dip. And so the reason I'm bringing it up is because we're having something very similar play out on the charts right now at this very similar kind of move to the upside. And that is to say, the move to the upside that we're getting is, number one, overbought on the RSI, slower moving momentum oscillator. Same thing, going into Shelly at that move. Remember, the order book level of resistance was right there at the move. ADA overbought. But again, look how early this is happening. Here's Bitcoin halving this time around. Here's Bitcoin halving last time around. That is just that's just another indicator. How early this is happening for ADA, I think, is very powerful. But back to the charts, what is the other thing that we have in common? Now, shifting from this resistance, order book level resistance that we have, let me get rid of that. And let's look at the change of character. We'll actually keep that there, but I want to look at the change of character. So change of character is basically, it's price breaking a prior swing low during an uptrend. So if we look at ADA, putting in this signal, check out the change of character signal. This signal that you see right here, breaking the swing low, right? So that's a change of character happening. This was triggered. This is kind of step one in the bull market door indicator. So change of character. And then if we go back to this move here, prior to the Shelly move going into the staking mechanism, that's why I have Shelly there, we had the change of character. So there's a similarity. But check it out. We had this order book level of resistance that I just looked at, right? The resistance comes back down and then makes a move to the upside. And then what happens next? Break of structure triggers. Now, break of structure is price breaking a previous swing high during an uptrend, right? So that's what's going on there. We have not had this happen yet. And this is something that I'm kind of anticipating. That's not to say it's going to happen now, but are we going to get a similar move, like some type of retracement to the downside? And are we going to have to wait for this break of structure indicator to trigger? For me, this right here is the bull market doors for ADA. And just notice something. This is where things become ridiculous. This basically looks to have triggered right around November 2020. Right around there, maybe just after it. And that's so meaningful to me because that is when the bull market doors for Bitcoin broke the Fibonacci. So this is incredible to me to see how the comparison of the last cycle on this ADA chart in terms of these indicators is coming together just brilliantly. Now there's more indicators, by the way. I'm going to get rid of the by the way, that's the price action concepts indicator. It comes with the order book levels that we just looked at, the break of structure and the change of character. Well, let's get rid of that. And everybody hit the link below if you want to get these indicators. I think it's 35% off right now for Christmas, New Year's, and LuxAlgo. Truly, just shout out to them for sponsoring this video. I'm so grateful for any sponsors that we have on our channel right now. And I'm extremely excited about these bull market doors. And I'm kind of curious to see how this all plays out. But this is the other indicator I wanted to bring up, signals and overlays. So signals and overlays, check this out. We have a smart trail, which is basically, if you look at this, the smart trail is basically this red and the blue, right? So the smart trail is basically, specifically, let's talk about the blue. The smart trail is an uptrend, and it's indicated when price is basically above that line, right? It's like a trailing stop, right? That you'll see price above, right? That's what we're focusing on now because look what just triggered. And this is kind of like a precursor to the bull market doors that we want to break. And it just triggered. Look at this. It was red the entire bear market, and it just triggered on this ADA weekly chart. Now, here's our move we were comparing from last cycle. Look where it triggered, right at the Bitcoin halving, last cycle. So now we have another indicator in the mix, this smart trail indicator. And then we have one more that I want to point out to you because I think it's very helpful and useful in kind of trying to be able to define, is this really happening? And then we're going to talk about kind of consolidation and what it might look like going into the bull market doors. It's the trend catcher. So you see this green line, the trend catcher right here, that basically aims to detect very early trends. And you can see it really did a good job. When it turned green, boom, right? It triggered right here, but this move right here is becoming very, very similar to when it triggered again back here, right? So this trend catcher just cruising up. But notice what happened. For the entirety of the bull market, from basically Bitcoin halving, that trend catcher was basically green. Moments of consolidation, and you can see moments of consolidation where it's still, green, even though price is just below it, moments of consolidation, but continuing higher. This could be the start of that happening. So I scribbled a little bit right there. Let me just get rid of that. But if we look at the trend catcher, you can see there's room for consolidation. And that's partly what I want to discuss now. So we've identified, we're waiting for that that break of structure, right, to trigger for ADA. It's not triggered yet in terms of the LuxAlgo indicator going off. We're waiting for that to happen. We have the change of character, but now we have room to consolidate. So let's notice what ADA did last cycle at this moment, right? Because the move is so similar. There are no guarantees. This isn't like definitely going to repeat exactly, but considering things are overbought, I think it's a good idea to anticipate. So last cycle, you can see ADA retraced all the way, obviously to the trend catcher just below, but also just kind of in this smart trail blue area, right? Just consolidated back down. There was separation from that area, consolidated back down. Now let's bring up our moving averages that I really like to use a lot. It's a lot of lines going on, but look at where it consolidated to. It consolidated between this 20-day moving average and this blue line, the 50-day moving average. And right in there, confluent with that is the smart trail, right? And we go now and we look at, let me zoom in so we can really start seeing all of this because things are getting messy. But let me just show you this green line. That's the 20-day moving average. The blue line, that's the 50-day moving average. And then we have the smart trail right here, confluent with those areas. This entire area and all of these this moving averages and the smart trail, we are cool with ADA consolidating into those areas. It's what it did last cycle before moving up and breaking into its bull market doors. That is the break of structure indicator going off. I am so curious when we get this move, the break of structure indicator going off on that's the LuxAlgo indicator. So you can see, everybody, it is true. Bitcoin is knocking on the bull market doors right now. It's just below it, right? It really is. It's just below it. And it's crazy because it's only 15% to 30 to 40% or so away from breaking those bull market doors. Well, now we have this indicator where ADA is hovering just around its own bull market doors. And I really think in terms of identifying this massive macro shift for ADA, I really think these indicators do a phenomenal job in terms of doing that. And there are other charts. We could probably take data off of the daily. I want to dig into the daily chart with some of these indicators and see what's going on there. But do you see the similarities here, everybody? And by the way, I know there's a lot of people out there that are just kind of like, Dan, history doesn't always repeat. I've been doing these videos. I say this time and time again. I've been doing these videos for years. This chart on Bitcoin, I charted back here, 2018 at the bear market low. Things have been really on pace. All by just evaluating historical data and saying, you know what? If these cycles remain consistent, what is next? I'm doing the same thing here with ADA. It's nothing different. And right now, I'm just using these new indicators that LuxAlgo is providing, and I'm finding all this new data on the screen. I myself am still getting used to it. This isn't like I've been using these LuxAlgo indicators for years. You all know me, I haven't. But I'm excited that we have these indicators that are helping me kind of identify these other pieces of data that I wasn't really seeing as simply, right? We use moving averages a lot. We use different types of resistance areas, but we're getting different pieces of data, which is pretty sick. Especially because LuxAlgo, and I didn't know this until I talked to Sean from LuxAlgo last week. I didn't know that LuxAlgo means light algorithms. It's not. It's actually a very data-driven type of name, and that's one thing I like about them. That's why I'm happy to have them as a sponsor. And if you want to try them out, everybody, hit the link below. Use the CCV link below. Get signed up with them. You can try them out, and let me know what you think. But this is something I'll be tracking definitely on the macro. Let me know what your thoughts are. Excited to see when this happens. But again, it's a warning sign right now. It really is a warning sign at this resistance level that we could see some downside. And so that's just something to prepare for. It's not something we want, but it's something that's just so normal in crypto, no matter what the circumstance. So everybody, appreciate you cruising through. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.